what's going on, guys? This is the main event on Talkin Hands. Preston here alongside my co-host. I got it right this time, Mr. Danny Betts. And we're here to break down this Saturday's main event between Josh Taylor and Jack Catterall. Danny, what you liking for this one?
I'm not gonna say it's a great fight because honestly, it's not. I think Catterall is stepping up a couple levels, in my opinion. I actually already got a bet for this one, but
really?
talking about Josh Taylor, man. I think he's already underrated, man. Nobody talks about him. I know he's from overseas and he's only had one fight. His last fight against Ramirez, which was a banger over here in Vegas, I think it was.
Yep.
And a lot of people don't talk about him. I think he's a complete package, in my opinion. You know, he could fight inside, outside, good movement, good chin, good power. He's got good length. You know, he's tall. He's like 5'10", 5'11", good reach. So I got him on at this fight all day. However he wants to win it, in my opinion, it depends. But I think he's going to break him down midway through the fight and finish him in like 8th, 9th round around there. What you think?
Yeah, he looked, as you're saying, like that. To me, it was a pretty big step up, even in Class's last fight versus Jose Ramirez, and then he got it done via the judges. He's got the size, so he's listed at 5'10", 69.5-inch reach. His opponent 5'7", 67-inch reach. But as we're saying, this other guy, all his fights are local England shows. Taylor's fought Jose Ramirez. He was a gold medalist in the Commonwealth Games. He has good boxing. He fought Prograis. Prograis was not like a top guy, obviously, but like a legitimate opponent, a few years ago. So I think Taylor, I'm with you there. I think Taylor gets this done. You got plus money on that?
Yeah, so what I did for this one, even though he's kind of a fast starter, Josh Taylor, I still think, like, talking about Catterall real quick, he's pretty basic to me. He doesn't do anything like really great. Like you say, he's only 5'7", and he's got like a reach disadvantage. And the crazy part is, I watched a couple of his fights. He likes to box from the outside, and there's no way in hell he's gonna box outside against Josh Taylor. There's no way. So he's gonna have to change his game plan and go inside. And he's pretty good defensively, but since he's got to make that adjustment and go inside somehow on Josh Taylor, I think he's just gonna break him down and then break him down, probably knock him out 8th or 9th round. So I took the 7th round to the 12th round at plus 175. I put 2 units on that, actually.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's a really, really solid bet because I feel like fight doesn't go to the decision is like minus 160. And obviously Taylor's like a minus 2,000 favorite damn near. So you're switching that line to get that plus money. So I like that. I like that bet a lot. I think we're in agreement. Taylor's probably going to win, late round finish, get that plus money. I like that. I like that. Yes, and then he can move on to bigger and better things, hopefully.
Yeah, he's talking about moving up at 147, and there's a ton of big fights over there. He wants Ugas. He wants the best. He wants Crawford. He wants Spence. And we'll see if he gets them because everybody's trying to chase them.
I was going to say, I think that's biting a little too much right away, but we'll see. Maybe Keith Thurman won't be a bad stepping stone.
I really like Ugas. That would be a good matchup, in my opinion.
Right, unless Ugas pulls off the upset next month.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Either do I. But we go from Ron, British fighter that looked great, to the Battle of Britain last week as Amir Khan fumbled the bag, so to speak. Got his ass beat by Kell Brook. What were your thoughts on that one?
I wouldn't say he fumbled the bag because he still got his bag after this fight. And I think that's what it was. I think he just came to collect the check. That was a horrible pick from my side. I thought, working with Terrence Crawford, having some time off, to get his injuries right and stuff like that. would go in his favor. But it's like he did not want to be in there. He didn't want to get punched, bro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought my whole deal with that fight, where I was kind of leaning with you with Khan, was I thought he'd have an immense speed advantage. They made it a catchweight bout, but even then, I didn't think he would get bullied that easy and then just get beaten to a pulp,
Yeah, he crumbled.
basically. Yeah, and he only lasted. I think got knocked out in the sixth, or the ref stopped it in the sixth.
Yes, he stopped
Which,
at the 6. Yeah,
yeah,
he wasn't doing anything. He was just running around covering up and he was
yeah.
taking hits left and right.
So yeah, that was a bad look for Amir Khan, but Kell Brook should be getting, that's a good win for him. So he should be getting a nice
Yeah.
payday upcoming. Who do you think they'll try to match him up with?
Man, I'm not sure, man, where he goes from here. I know he's just happy to get that fight out, out the door or out the window or whatever, because it's been bad blood for like 10, 12 years since the Olympics. These guys should have fought like 8 years ago.
Yeah.
So this is a good one for him, personally, because it was bad blood. But honestly, I don't know what he does after this. I don't think he's gonna retire. So supposedly, well, I'm pretty sure there's a rematch clause. Amir Khan made sure that was in the contract. So I don't know if he wants to fight him again.
Yeah, I don't think Khan. To me, I think Khan should go back to retirement or his hiatus, because that was not a good showing. I don't think anyone would pay for that if they did rematch.
Right.
Like, it's
I
doesn't make
mean,
a whole lot of sense.
the UK over there loves these guys. They love the whole rivals and stuff like that. So I could see them paying for it, but we'll watch it free over here.
Yeah, for sure. It's ugh. And then I mean we're just going back to back to back with like Britain, because then we had the announcement, I believe yesterday, although I guess it's not completely finalized. Tyson Fury finally has a fight lined up versus Dylan White. April, I believe that fight is in England, from what I gathered. Right, it's going to be in London.
I'm not 100
It
percent
is,
sure. I
yeah,
think it
April
is though.
23rd in London. So another big time British fight with Fury taking on White. What you liking for that one, or early thoughts, so to speak?
My early pick, I gotta go with Fury, man. I think he's just gonna whoop this guy's ass, pretty much. One thing I noticed from White too, like even though Tyson Fury is not a huge uppercut, he doesn't throw that punch a lot. But I noticed in some of his fights, like White gets caught with that a lot, like easy. So I could see Tyson just hitting a couple, his jab, setting up his right hook, left hook, and then coming up with an uppercut, and just White goes to sleep, pretty much.
Yeah, I think this is. I don't want to say like a huge step down for Fury off Wilder, but White got knocked out by Povetkin, and they rematched, and he finished Povetkin. But like you said, he was getting
Yeah,
hit
he's
a
hittable.
lot.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
definitely hittable.
and Fury could make this a fairly boring fight and easily outbox him for 12 rounds, or he could try to knock him out. Either way, I do think it's Fury's fight to lose.
So one quick thing about this fight, because there was a lot of everybody wanted to see Usyk against Fury.
Mm-hmm.
My theory is, I think I'm not saying Fury ducked Usyk because I don't think that's what happened. I just think he needed like a tune-up fight because the last how many years he's been fighting the same guy 3 times Wilder, so
Yeah.
he needs to get out that funk, like out that going to camp concentrating on Wilder for 3 fights in a row. He needs to switch it up because Usyk's like a completely different fighter than Wilder. He moves a lot.
Yeah, he's a boxer. Yeah.
Right, he's a boxer. He moves a lot, combos in and out. Still has good power. So I think he's doing this for like a tune-up fight in a way to get Wilder out of his system exactly, and then go try to be undisputed against Usyk.
Yeah, it definitely makes sense, because he should take, yeah, like you're saying, a tune up, like a step down after those Wilder fights. He did get dropped. They weren't like clean, easy wins for him.
Right.
So, this should be a pretty convincing win. And I'm assuming Usyk's going to fight Joshua, right? I mean,
Everybody's waiting for that, man. We'll
yeah.
see. We'll see what happens.
So,
But I honestly rather see Usyk fight Fury after White gets destroyed by Fury.
yeah, I just feel like Joshua, like if I'm pretty sure he has the rematch clause, and that makes sense.
Yeah, I forget. This is true. I looked it up because at first I'm like, is this really true? But they were asking Joshua to step aside. They're going to pay him a certain amount to step aside for Usyk against Fury for undisputed. Yeah. But then that's when the whole White came in the picture, and that's why my theory. I'm thinking Fury was like, hold on, let me take this little fight. There's a little tune up, and then go for the other belts.
Yeah, I mean that would be a mega fight if they did do Fury
versus
Usyk. Yeah, but the problem is even then, it's not discrediting Usyk, but Fury is so much bigger.
Right.
Where if he,
huge.
Like even if Usyk is technically a better boxer, he could just get smothered in the corner and just beaten up. Like he'd have to fight the perfect fight to win that fight. And I picked Usyk over Joshua.
Right.
But I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I think that is the fight to make, though, for sure. So with that said, I believe we have one other fight. But before we hit that, if you guys want to bet on these fights that we're talking about, you can check out mybookie.ag. Enter that promo code PUBSPORTS, 50% deposit bonus on debit or credit, 100% match on Bitcoin. Do the Bitcoin. All these fights will be on mybookie.ag that we're talking about. So go hit that promo code for us when you deposit. So our last bout is Chris Colbert. Chris Colbert, he's fighting a late notice replacement. Hector Garcia, I believe his name is.
Yes.
Hector Luis Garcia. Chris Colbert is currently a minus 2,500 favorite. Gotta love that. And what do you think on this one, Danny? Colbert just styles on him. Nice, easy decision.
Man, it sucks that Gutierrez got COVID. His first opponent. He's actually the champion, the real champion, because Colbert is an interim. So it was going to be for the belt to determine who was the champion, the real champion. But for this one, man, I saw a couple of fights. I only saw 1.5, honestly, because I turned it off. Mm-hmm. Garcia is super flat-footed. That's one thing I noticed. He does go forward a lot. He's from the Dominican Republic. He has a little bit of power, but he's fought. All his opponents are basically all Dominicans from over there, not even compared to Colbert's level. So he has trouble cutting off the ring, and with Colbert, I see him picking him apart. I don't know if he's gonna get the KO because Colbert's not the biggest puncher, but with volume, I can see it happening later on in the fight. So I think, you know what? I'm gonna pick Colbert to get the knockout. He's got we got a late replacement. He's got to show out on this one and make a statement, in my opinion.
Yeah, currently Colbert by KO is around like minus 180. So they are thinking that. And if Garcia, like you're saying, just plods forward,
yep,
he's going to be at such a speed disadvantage.
Oh, yeah, big time.
Yeah, he can get cracked pretty easily. And I could see Colbert getting it done. Hopefully getting that fight with Gutierrez after this, getting that title. And he's another guy, I think he can do a lot of damage. And he's pretty tall and lanky, 5'8". Yep. He can move up in weight classes. He can get bigger fights down the line.
Yeah,
he's a marketable guy.
Right. He definitely has a swag. I mean, his nickname's Prime Time. So
yeah, I know. I remember they would put him on like the PBC on Fox undercards, and yeah, he just have the pink hair, the purple hair. Yeah, just too quick for the opponent. So That should be a good one. So yeah, kind of a abbreviated week this week in boxing, but those are big fights. Danny, your best bet is going to be
Josh Taylor, round 7 to 12 at plus 175. It'll probably go down a little bit, maybe, but yeah, I got 2 units on that. He's gonna get a late stoppage, is my opinion.
yeah, I like that too. I'll go with Taylor by decision. It's like minus 125. But guys, got to be paying attention to these best bets. We didn't record last week, but prior to that, we told you the Dan
Yeah,
Jacobs fight going abroad in England.
Cardiff.
Did he lose the fight? Who knows? But plus 300, right, for the rider by
Ryder. Yeah.
decision. So it's been going well so far. So that's what we like this week. I think Josh Taylor gets it done. Colbert gets it done. And then just our fight announcements. So I think that's all we got, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Perfect. So it's Danny. I'm Preston. We'll see you guys next week on the main event on Talkin Hands. Peace.